Hey everybody, welcome to She's in Business. She's Backstage Live. Today I'm going to be recording, filming, videoing, also live streaming several of the Facebook ads that we'll be putting out for SIB. Now these are called what I call Tier 1 Facebook ads. And the intention of these ads are to put out a lot of video view ads. They tend to be a cheaper ads, like a half cent a video view. What I want to do is talk about content that will attract anybody who might be my target audience. Is it working? Attract anybody that's kind of like my target audience, but also qualify them. So what I do is I put a bunch of video view ads out on Facebook, and then I look at who watched at least 50% of those videos. If they watch 50% of those videos, hopefully they will be interested, or they might be a qualified candidate for my offer. And then I can give them more ads that are a little bit more sales directed. But this concept, Tier 1 video view ads, are simply intended to build an audience of people who are self-identifying by the act of watching the video. They're self-identifying as potentially my ideal clients. So in this, you won't hear me selling a bunch of stuff. You won't see it. It won't be really directed besides one, which is a power offer, which I'll talk to you about. But I'll be talking about different pieces of content that relate to She's in Business, to automations, to marketing, to lead gen, to sales, in terms of a system, from a systems perspective, so that I know, hey, anybody who watched 50% of this video is probably interested in what I'm talking about and might be a good candidate for SIB. What I like to do for these video view ads is, because video view ads on the whole are really, really cheap compared to every other type of paid advertising, I like to put a lot of these out so I can test them. So I'll put a ton of these out. I'll see how they're doing over a couple of weeks' time. Because they're so cheap, I don't have to do a ton of ad spend on them. I'll turn off any ones that really aren't performing, and then I'll keep the ones that are. And we really should do a more in-depth Facebook ads class to really talk about, well, how do you determine like who, what's doing well and what's not. But suffice it to say, we're putting out the big net, trying to see who might be interested, and we're building audiences on the back end through our Facebook pixel, through automations, through the algorithm, for people who would self-identify as people who would be good for SIB. So you'll see me start and stop. You'll see me make mistakes. At the end, I'll chop these and edit them and put them on Facebook. And if you have questions along the way, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll check them at the end, but I'm not going to be monitoring them, because you're kind of just tuning in if you want to see how I do Tier 1 Facebook ads. Some of these will not even make it to make it off editing. So some of them will be really awful, and some of them will be good. So we'll see. And JJ's taking pictures of me.
Hold on, I'm stuck in the door. Jumping in, I'm going to take just a few, and then I'm going to jump out, because you look so cute back here with your little Starbucks cup. It sounds good in your life. So.
All right, perfect.
Can you get one more? One more. Ah, all right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Okay, so when I plan these out, I don't do like a really strict script on these kinds of ads, because I like to just kind of talk. What I want to do is provide value in these ads, but make them short enough where it's like short enough where people would want to consume the content, but long enough where if they've watched more than a certain amount of time, that would properly indicate that they might be interested. So if I put a 20-second video out and somebody watched 10 seconds of it, that doesn't tell me much about the people who watched that. So I want to put over 1 minute, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. I tend to run on and on and on in my ads, so I always have to cut them later. But I always tell even clients when they're in, it's better to get it on film, get it on video, and you can edit it and chop it down later. We can always take stuff out, but we can't put stuff back in without reshooting. So you'll hear me just kind of drone on on some of them. And I'm pulling up, and this is when we do our Facebook ads trainings upcoming. I'll give you a lot of these kind of planning documents that I use. There's about 1 million different ways to do these, but it's kind of what I use. If I can find it. So we redid my office this week so I could do more of these just on the fly and not have to like bother the whole team. So not everything is, I don't know where everything is yet because I moved my desk, I put a new screen in, I did this stuff, I hooked new things up. I've even got an above desk camera so that when I'm teaching you guys actual workshops, this is a glass desk that I'm on right here. So I can whiteboard like funnel maps and like concepts. Won't be doing that today. Also, it's not really working right yet. So I'm just gonna make this like my workshop room, AKA my office, but you'll have to deal with me not knowing where things are for a couple weeks. Okay, where we go? Here we are. And here we are over here. Here we're there. Move things around. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about first is kind of I should probably come up with like a cool word for it or a cool term for it. But it's kind of like my meat and potatoes content. So I'm going to generally talk about some of the key concepts, which are inevitably the features and benefits of the platform, for example. So since you guys are on the platform, you'll kind of understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to talk about the 5 secrets that 7-figure coaches and online course creators use in their back office, or what their back office secrets are. What are the key pieces that they have in the background moving? I'm gonna mess up a bunch and I'll cut it later, but you'll see me kind of work through them. Pull this back up. Okay. Where'd it go? Okay. I have a little step. I don't live near a Starbucks, and Jeannie, our new member success specialist, lives right next to it. So I'm now getting Starbucks every day, even though I live in the country and there's no Starbucks. She drives out here. I'm just very excited about it. Oh, and I just spilled it. Isn't that funny? Help. Hold on. Don't drink Starbucks when you're going live. This is my life, guys. Hopefully you guys can't see that. All right. All right, let's do it. Have you ever wondered what sets 7-figure coaches and online course creators apart? Maybe there are the gurus that you follow, or maybe there are people in your space that you really look up to, and you wonder, how did they get there? How do they maintain it? Because what they're teaching and what they're coaching about and the courses that they're creating, while they're definitely quality and they're good, they're no better than yours. You know, what you're offering is unique and special and transformative. So how did they get to where they are, and why are you kind of stuck? You're stuck in that entrepreneurial hamster wheel. You are constantly spinning your gears. You are in a revenue roller coaster, which is up and down, left and right. You never feel like you've kind of like cracked the code on lead generation or your sales or your marketing. It's always just kind of piecemeal. And you're always looking for that next thing that's going to take you to the next level, that next tactic, that next trick, that next hack that's going to take you from mid 6 figures to 7 figures, or 5 figures to 6 figures, or whatever that next level is for your business. Now, I've had the opportunity Now, I've had, hi, I'm Kate Schnetzer, and I'm the CEO of She's in Business, and I've had the privilege of working with some of the top 7 and 8 figure coaches, expert entrepreneurs, and course creators on. Hi, I'm Kate Schnetzer, CEO of She's in Business, and I've had the great privilege of working with some of the top coaches, consultants, and online course creators in the industry. And what I hate to tell people is that there is actually no secret. There's no talent. I'm going to say it different. Hi, I'm Kate Schnetzer. So, pause. When I'm doing videos like this, I'm always thinking of the edit later. And whether you're just editing something simple on your phone or you have an editor, you don't have to start over from total scratch when you mess up, because you will mess up, or you want to do something different. I always go back about a sentence and I pause and I start from scratch. If I end a sentence, I like to pause at the end of that sentence. So that way, if I mess up the next sentence, I can just go back and then I can piece those together. Okay? So when you're filming, you want to take your time. You don't want to rush through, and don't do run-on sentences. It takes some practice, and especially after you've edited a ton of your own videos, which I highly recommend, you'll start to kind of see, like, if I pause in between sentences, I can actually piece them together later and I don't have to keep redoing them. So that's what you'll see me do. I'll go back a sentence, I'll pause, I'll talk. At the end of the sentence, I'll pause. All right. Hi, I'm Kate Schnetzer, the CEO of She's in Business, and I've had the great pleasure of working with some of the top expert entrepreneurs, coaches, and online course creators in the industry. And here's the thing. They don't do anything. Hi, I'm Kate Schnetzer, and I'm the CEO of She's in Business, and I've had the great privilege of working with some of the top 7-figure CEOs, expert entrepreneurs, course creators, and consultants in the industry. So I should stop at industry because I keep messing that next line up. So that's what I'm going to do. Hi, I'm Kate Schnetzer, and I'm the CEO of She's in Business, and I've had the great pleasure of working with some of the top 7-figure online course creators, coaches, consultants, and expert entrepreneurs in the industry. And because of that experience over the years, I've seen what actually sets them apart from all of the rest. And again, it's not that their content is better. It's not that it's more transformative. It's not that it's any better than what you're offering. The difference is what happens on the back end, what happens in the back office, what happens with systems, what happens with lead generation and sales and marketing. It's those pieces that build the machine that sells. It's those pieces, yes, so it's 5, maybe I'll say. And part of that back office is having an essential sit-in. So because of those years of experience, I've learned over time that what sets those 7-figure, 8-figure coaches and course creators apart from everybody else is not what they're teaching, not what they're coaching about, not the transformation that they're providing. It's actually all that kind of boring stuff. It's the systems, it's the processes, it's the software, it's all of those pieces that a lot of newer coaches and entrepreneurs overlook that actually sets the most successful folks apart. So today I want to talk to you about the 6 secrets to building a 7-figure business. So today I want to talk about the 7 no, I'm going to do 6. I'll do 6. So today I want to talk about the 6 secrets, those 7-figure secrets that set those big coaches apart, that take them to the next level, and things that you can do in your business today to get to where they are. The first thing, so one secret, so I don't like to do first, second, third, fourth, so I'll usually mess that up a couple times and then I go back, because when I'm editing, I might want to move the order around based on like what makes the most sense. So I always try to not do first, second, third, unless it needs to be in an order to get the point across. One key secret, that secret sauce to getting, especially from 6 figures to 7 figures or low 6 figures even to mid 6 figures, is having a customer relationship manager, a CRM, a way to reach out to new prospects and leads, but also nurture people who are possibly interested in what it is that you do while they move towards purchasing or working with you. Or I want to explain CRM in a way that is not too techy, and I'll start going kind of techy. But with my notes. The first secret system that those 7-figure coaches and entrepreneurs have that you might not is a customer relationship manager or a CRM. And you might be saying, oh, Kate, I have a CRM. I have a customer relationship manager. It's just sitting there and I've got people in it. But what I mean is, not only do you have a place where you can keep all of your contacts, you can keep all of your prospects, you can keep all of your leads, you can keep all of your customers, but you have a way to manage that CRM. You have a way to identify what people in that CRM are doing. So are they looking at your website a bunch? Are they showing that they might be interested in what you're doing? What things did they do in terms of interacting with your business? How are they sorted? How are they organized? Everything about your CRM and being able to organize it in a way that optimizes, see, so I'm getting too techy. So when I'm doing these ads, I'm going after people who might know what a CRM is. But if I start talking about like optimization and whatever, like I'm gonna lose, it gets jargony and I'm gonna lose people. So that's my biggest challenge when I teach or when I talk about anything, is going jargony. And I always have to correct myself or redo stuff because I did too much jargon. So I want to talk to you. One key piece that every entrepreneur, coach, consultant, and online course creator needs to get to that next level is having a customer relationship manager, a CRM. And that's not a person. It's not a position that you need to hire for. It's actually a system or a software. It's your online Rolodex on steroids. This is the one place that you keep all of your customers' information, clients' information, prospect information, and leads information. So you can reach out to them, you can nurture your relationship, you can reach out to people, you can nurture your relationship with them, you can, I want to kind of, your CRM not only allows you to keep a database of customers and prospects and leads and even referral partners or people that you're interested in connecting with, but it also allows you to identify what people are doing, how they're interacting with you and your website, how they're interacting with your business, who might be a hot lead and who might not, who might need more support. Because a good CRM will help you to provide more support to your actual customers. So it's not just about housing all of your contacts in one place like a traditional Rolodex. It's about seeing how you can better support the people who are already working with you or who would like to work with you in the future. People who have more advanced CRM capabilities where they can track conversations, where they can see where people are interacting with their company, they can see what people are doing on their website, see how much of a course they've consumed. All of those data points about their customers, their prospects, and their leads allow them to not only increase their sales, but increase their customer satisfaction and really stay in touch with the people who matter most, your customers. One key piece that you'll see any successful coach, course creator, expert entrepreneur have in their business, and they'll usually, one key system that you'll see a lot of expert entrepreneurs and coaches and online course creators as a foundational piece of their business is an online scheduler. That is a way for people to automatically book onto your calendar. Now, for some of you, you hear that and you're like, yeah, I've been doing that forever. And for a lot of people, they are still reaching out to people and saying, hey, what's the best time to meet? And they're writing it in their planner, which I have a planner. I love my little planner. But I want to give people who are leads, people who are beloved customers, people who need to get a hold of me and need to talk to me, I want to provide them a way to self-schedule. I want to provide them the opportunity to look at their calendar, look at my calendar, and book onto that calendar. It saves time, it saves energy, it saves hassle, and it provides a level of convenience for that person so they're more likely to book in most situations. But here's the other thing, is if you have a really nice CRM that we talked about, you can track with those people. But here is where, when you have a nice CRM and you have an online scheduler, you can marry the two so that you can, while the person's waiting for their sales call with you, you're sending them out a nurture email every day. You're sending them testimonials, social proof. You're letting them get to know you. You can see what they're opening over in your CRM. You can see, hey, is this person really interested in what we're doing before I get on a sales call? Or is a customer struggling? They haven't, they're struggling with their course. They're struggling in their portal. When you can go look in their CRM and see, hey, I have this support call with them tomorrow. I can see, hey, they've only gotten 25% through their course. They're going to need some more support in this area or that area. You're able to be prepared and provide better support. I don't know if that's the strongest point. One key piece that you'll see any successful expert entrepreneur have in their business is a way for clients and leads to self-schedule on their calendar. Gone are the days of going back and forth about, hey, what's the best date and time for you? And they say one, and then you've already booked that spot. And then this whole back and forth thing, it will reduce your sales, absolutely, but it creates kind of a hassle for the people that you want to work with. We want to give them opportunities to do business with us. We want to give them the easiest way to get on our schedule. And if they're more old school and they want to say, hey, I'd rather book it manually, then you can do that. But giving them a link that takes them to your calendar, that shows them what you actually have available. But here's the secret is the time. So when you send a link, they go and they can see what you have available on your calendar. Now in the back end, you've specified, hey, I only want to take sales calls in the morning from this time to this time. I want to have a 30-minute buffer in between my sales time. You've set that all up so you don't have to have an assistant or even yourself thinking about, okay, if I schedule this person here, I need another 30 minutes. So I'm going to offer this person this time slot. That's a hot mess. It's like putting a big puzzle together. Make it easy on yourself. Make it easy for the people who matter most, the people who are going to help you move your business forward, to book on your calendar. What's also nice is if you offer, what's also really helpful to have is if you charge for consultations, if you charge for sessions, if you charge for meetings, is to have a way to accept payments through that booking link. So the person can pay the, whatever the charge is, and then they get access to your calendar. It makes it so you don't have to chase them down later. And guess what? They've got skin in the game. They're definitely going to show up to that appointment then if they had to prepay. Now, you've probably heard of like funnels and websites, and it might be a little confusing if you're kind of new to those concepts. But any successful 7-figure coach, expert entrepreneur, consultant will have an online presence. They'll have a website. They'll have funnels. They may have one or the other, or they may have both. But it's basically like your online billboard, your online brochure that tells people what it is you do, who it is you help, who you serve, and how you can make a transformation in their life too. But it also gives them an opportunity to move through your sales cycle, to move from, hey, I just found out about this website, I'm going to look at it, to, hey, I'm now booked in a group coaching session. I'm now booked on this course. I'm now getting support in this way. So it allows your potential customers to be able to move through and work with you in a really fluid, stress-free, and hassle-free way. Your website and your funnels, they don't have to be super fancy when you're first starting. It just has to have the right information, the right sales copy, and the ability to be really agile with what you're creating. I create funnels all the time that I change the next week if I see that people aren't getting to where I want in the funnel. I'm not going to do that. And your websites and your funnels, they don't have to be super fancy. You don't have to hire somebody straight off the bat unless you want to. And your website and your funnels, they don't have to be super fancy. They don't have to be super complicated. When you're first starting out, you're going to change those assets a lot because you're going to be learning as people come through and they see those funnels or they see that website and they're asking questions. Your website and your funnels need to be ever evolving and changing so that your website and funnels need to be constantly evolving, just like you, just like your business, just like your offers, just like what it is that you're doing. So too will your website and funnels. So having a way to easily update those assets and be able to just drag and drop things in really, really easily so you can be agile. You don't have to wait for your web developer for 3 weeks to come change one piece of your website. Having those things that you can go in and change and you can be really agile with is one thing that truly sets successful coaches and consultants apart. Now, whether you're selling high-ticket services or you're selling a course on Evergreen where it's just constantly being sold in the background, having some sort of course or membership area that people can buy into or opt into and get lots of information from you, lots of resources, lots of value, can be a huge upgrade to your sales cycle. So even if you are charging high ticket, you can have people inside of your portal learning more about you, getting value from you, and binge watching your content, binge buying little things that you might have. Even if you're not planning on having a long, big signature course, having some sort of course area or a portal or a membership area that people can see what all you offer and they can almost upsell themselves within that is really helpful. You'll see that any 7-figure coach, expert entrepreneur, and consultant typically has. You'll see that almost every really successful coach and consultant, course creator, obviously course creator. You'll see that any successful expert entrepreneur probably has some sort of portal or membership area or hub where they have tons of different information, some for free, some paid, that people can opt into, get access to, consume, binge watch, binge consume. And you'll see that most people have that. It's just a way to get people more involved in your business ecosystem. But guess what? You're also able to continue to nurture them because you've got that CRM set up. You've got automation set up. You know what you're doing. You can send them through other funnels. And now they're part of that business ecosystem that you've worked so hard to build. And my guess is if you've been doing this for any amount of time, you probably have a bunch of just random assets in your Google Drive folder or on your hard drive that would be helpful for prospects and leads and customers, but you don't have any intention of selling it. Having a membership vault where you have, and my guess is if you've been doing this for any amount of time, you've probably created a bunch of almost random assets that you have in a Google Drive folder or a hard drive. And so if you've been doing this for any amount of time, you probably have some big folder and drive or hard drive somewhere of worksheets and Excel spreadsheets and PDFs you made in Canva and different assets you made at different times. Put those all in a membership area, in a course area, and offer that as a lead magnet. Offer that as a low ticket offer. Hey, you get all of the documents or all the spreadsheets or just all the random trainings I've ever done in this vault. That is hugely valuable to a lot of people. So you can use what you already have. You can create things for these kinds of areas, but having a way to bring people in, make people part of your little community, make people a part of your business ecosystem can truly take you to the next level because then they're ready to buy whatever it is that you are going to release next. Whatever you've developed, whatever new offer that you have, they're in because they're already part of your ecosystem. Have you ever opted into someone's email or maybe you signed up for their summit? No. Have you ever downloaded a lead magnet on a coach's page and you got a ton of really, I want to make a distinction between like spammy outreach because I'm going to talk about customer messaging. Okay. One thing that sets expert entrepreneurs apart is the ability to nurture. So maybe it's nurture. One thing that sets expert entrepreneurs apart is the ability to nurture. And what I mean by nurture is whether somebody is a prospect or a lead or a new customer or established customer, that they have communication touch points going out to those people at all times. And not in a spammy way, but in a way that provides value, that keeps in touch, that makes people feel like the content that they're receiving or the reach outs that they're receiving are relevant to them. So if it's a prospect, you don't want to send them the same content that you'd send out to your established clients. You want to customize the messaging that's going out. Now, when you're first starting, that seems really overwhelming that you would have to do all of these reach outs. But if you have a system that can automatically email people, that can automatically text people, that can take calls, that will also update anytime that you've had a contact with that person in your CRM. It makes everything much more fluid. You're able to really understand more about your clients, but you're able to nurture and support them. You're able to move them from prospect to buyer or established customer to a referral partner. Whatever it is you have within your business ecosystem, you can move them further through. But you have to have those built in or you're not going to remember to do them. Maybe you want to send testimonials out. Maybe you want to send them a little video that just says, hey, super excited for our meeting tomorrow. You can automate all of that through your customer messaging if you have it set up right. And the best expert entrepreneurs have a very, very and the most successful expert entrepreneurs have a way to constantly be doing those touch points in a variety of different ways, in a variety of different formats, so that they're constantly keeping in touch with those who are interested in doing business with them. So here is the secret sauce of any successful expert entrepreneur's back office. It's automations. Now, a lot of people, when I say automations, they're like eyes glaze over and they're thinking of like robots and I don't know. People go in like a variety of different ways when I talk about this. Automations are simply manual actions that you would normally do over and over and over again that you set up to happen automatically. So if it's sending a confirmation for, hey, your sales call's coming up in 24 hours, your sales call's coming up in 1 hour. If you had to remember to do that, that would be pretty annoying. But what if you have a sales call in a week? Would it be nice to send that prospect some testimonials? Wouldn't it be nice to send them a, hey, this is what you can expect? Wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to remember to do that? How would you increase your sales? How would you increase the customer satisfaction? If you were able to create reach outs, create value, and do it automatically where you never had to think about it again, how nice would that be? How great would it be to, instead of having to remember to do certain actions or tasks, or how great would it be to, instead of having to remember to do certain tasks or to follow up with someone or to move somebody to a new CRM list or whatever it is, what if you could just automate that on your own? No. What if instead of having to remember, what if instead of having to remember to reach out to that person you sent a proposal to, or to re-tag somebody in your CRM because their status changed, or move someone from one sales cycle pipeline or move someone from one sales step to the next? What if instead of having to remember to manually do that every single time, you could just set that up to happen automatically? That's the power of automations, is you can create consistency in your systems, in your back office, in your customer support, in your lead generation, in nurturing your prospects. You can create automations around that so that they always happen consistently. Once they're set up, you can set it and forget it. Things like manual tasks. Things like manual actions that you constantly do in your back office, in all of your systems and software. If you have automation set up, not only does it save you a ton of time, but it creates that consistency that is so important to your customers. And it's what sets you apart from 6-figure, 5-figure, 4-figure startup to 7-figure, 8-figure, and above entrepreneur. Set up those automations in your systems that make sense and that move people further along in your business ecosystem. So again, I'd say so a lot at the beginning of things. So I hope this was helpful in understanding what some of the differentiators are between 7-figure entrepreneurs, 8-figure expert entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, and the rest of us, especially when we're first starting and we're first figuring all this stuff out. In review, it's that CRM, that customer relationships manager, a way to message your customers from a variety of different places on a variety of different platforms. A way to do that automatically so that you can have consistency and you can make sure that you get those touch points in. A way for people to get into your world, become loyal, raving fans, consume your content, binge your content, and a way for them to get on your calendar, whether that's for a group session or one-on-one coaching or just a sales call. Creating these things all to work together is the key to getting to that next level. This is Kate Schnetzer signing off from She's in Business. I'm going to probably do a call to action just to come check us out. I'm not going to do a specific call to action. This is Kate Schnetzer signing off from She's in Business. And if you have any interest in learning more about these concepts, come check us out over at she'sinbusiness.org. Okay, so that's my longer one. I'll chop that to oblivion. So now I'm going to do a power offer. So a power offer, excuse me, is essentially a really upfront, like, this is what I do. Like if you've done like a help statement, it's kind of like this, but it's like 1, 2, 3 sentences, really direct of like, I have this thing you want. What if I could give it to you and you could have this result? So like, I want people to say, oh, I want that. So I'll do it in a couple different formats because I will test different things. What if you could have all of the systems, the software, all of the back office essentials that you needed to grow your business, to market your business, to do lead gen, to serve your customers, to move people through your sales cycle? What if you could have all of those things in one place? So I'm gonna do a couple of those like what ifs. What if you could save hundreds of dollars every single month? You could minimize the tabs that are currently What if you could save hundreds of dollars a month, reduce the amount of pieces of software and systems that you have, and have those systems, I don't like that. What if you had an all-in-one software suite that allowed you to easily and automatically market your business, do your lead generation, nurture your prospects and leads, serve your clients, book your appointments, sell your evergreen product, manage your contacts in a CRM, create automation so that all of the pieces of your back office actually work with one another and talk to one another? Be able to email, text, Facebook message, Instagram message people from one individual place. Be able to schedule your social media posts and interact with your prospects, leads, and customers in an automated, consistent way? And what if you could have all of that in one all-in-one software? And what if you could have all of that in one all-in-one software? That's not right. And what if you could have all of that all in one place in an all-in-one software suite? Let's see, it's like too complicated. What if I could save you hundreds of dollars a month, allowing you to cancel your Kajabi and your ClickFunnels and your Calendly and your Wix and all of those random pieces of software that cost you so much money every month and don't even work together. They don't even talk to one another. So you've just got piecemeal duct tape pieces of software all over the place. You're not even sure how to make it run efficiently for your business, yet you're spending hundreds of dollars on it. And what if we could eliminate all of that? What if you could save hundreds of dollars every single month and cancel your ClickFunnels and your Calendly and your Kajabi and this software and that software and all of these systems that you currently have like duct taped together based on things you learned on like YouTube videos as you're trying to figure this business thing out? What if you had all of that in one place for one monthly price? And what if, in addition to having all of that back office system, software, automation, all that techie stuff in one place for one monthly price, you also had a community of empowered, like-minded female entrepreneurs just like you? And even better still, what if in that community you had access to business workshops, courses, expert interviews? You had the information, the tools, the strategy to move your business to the next level. So you would have the systems and the software to run everything in the back office of your business. So you would have the software, the systems, a community to support you, but also training for the strategy and the tactics so you can put all those systems and softwares and processes together. I want to say it. So not only would you have hundreds of dollars worth of software in one place, but you'd have the training, the education, and the community support to make all of that software work for you. To set software up not just because somebody told you to, but because it's part of your bigger picture strategy. That it's done with best practices in mind, where you can get feedback on those pieces of software. That's the trifecta of a successful. So not only would you have all of that software in one place for one low monthly price, but you'd also have the workshops, the education, the training to be able to set all that stuff up in the best way possible for your business. But you would also have the community support, the mentorship, the accountability of a community of people who are doing the same thing as you, who are empowered to get to that next level, who aren't afraid to try new things and get outside of their comfort zone, who have big dreams. It's different for everybody, but they want to support everybody around them. If you had all of that in one place, how much would that be worth to you? How much would you be saving if you got to cancel all of your marketing, lead generation, CRM, scheduling, funnel builders, website builder, all of those pieces of software? How much would you save? But how much would you gain from having that community, from having the workshops and training that you need to succeed, and by having all of the resources, help, support to get to that next level? I want to invite you to learn more about She's in Business. It's an all-in-one business ecosystem designed for coaches, consultants, expert entrepreneurs, and online service providers to solve all of your... It's created we created She's in Business to serve women coaches, consultants, expert entrepreneurs, online course creators, and online service providers. It's designed to help you get to that next level in your business by giving you all of that software, all of those systems, all of those back office pieces, but also teaching you how to put it all together, how to do it in a strategic way, how to know what you're ready for in a strategic way, but also providing the community to support you along your journey. Click the button below. Check out more about the She's in Business membership. You can join right away for our all-in-one monthly price, which is going to save you a ton of money. But you can also sign up for a group demo call if you want to see more about the software. We're excited to have you inside of our membership. We'll see you soon. I don't know. I'll come up with a better one for that. Are you a coach, consultant, course creator, or online service provider, and you want to take your business to that next level? Are you a coach, a consultant, an online course creator, or online service provider of some kind, and you're dying to take that business to the next level, but you're still hustling and grinding and working weekends and working nights, and you're on this entrepreneurial roller coaster. You're on a revenue roller coaster, which is even worse. That inconsistent income, that's inconsistent client flow, it's not only costing you a lot of money, but it's causing a lot of stress for you, for your family, for your partner. And it's making you wonder if you should even be doing this to begin with. Maybe you're exhausted from wearing all the hats in your business. You're doing all the customer contact. You're doing all the emails. You're doing all of the things. Listen. Maybe you're exhausted because you're wearing all of the hats in your business, and maybe you have a VA or maybe have somebody helping you, but maybe you're exhausted just wearing all of the hats in your business. You're doing all of the things. You are every position in your business, and you're not yet in a position to hire a huge team to take care of all the back office stuff for you. You know that having the right systems in place will help you get out of the day-to-day, the working in your business, the time suck, the energy suck that is admin and lead gen and customer management, all of these things. But if you know that if you have the right systems in place, you could eliminate all of that. And you could start working more on your business, with your clients, doing what you love. Maybe you have been, worse yet, maybe you already identified that you did need those systems in place. So you started piecemealing and duct taping all of these different pieces of software and systems together. So now you have hundreds of dollars of different pieces of software and apps all over the place that don't talk to one another, that don't work together. So they end up just being clunky expenses in your business. They don't actually do what they were intended to do, which was allow you peace and freedom and consistency that would allow you to actually grow and nurture and do the things that you love in your business. Your systems end up being, your software and systems end up being stressful. They end up where you have 25 tabs open at all times, and they end up being a huge expense. How could you be spending that money if you didn't have to spend it? But maybe you've identified that you do need those systems and those pieces of software in place to get to the next level. So you went around, you did what all the gurus said, you bought all of the different pieces of software. You bought Calendly and Kajabi and ClickFunnels and Wix and all of these different pieces, and you're spending hundreds of dollars on these pieces of software that don't talk to one another, that don't work together, that don't actually help you in giving you that freedom, that time, that mental space back to work on your business. So in the end, you're still working in your business. You have a bunch of different piecemeal duct taped pieces of software that aren't just costing you money, but they're stressing you out. They're causing you more time. They are hindering your growth. What if you could eliminate all of those pieces of software and have all of your back office in one place for one low monthly price? Would you save thousands a year on your business? Would you save hundreds of hours? What if you had all of your software, your CRM, your calendar, your funnel builder, your course builder, your portal, your messaging, your social media scheduler? What if you had all of those things in one place for one low monthly price? Would you save thousands every year? Would you save hundreds of hours? Would you save an entire salary that you would have to pay someone to do all of these things for you, or agency fees? If you had everything all in one place for one low monthly price and everything worked together as it should, that your CRM talked to your customer messaging system, that your automations allowed you to do all of the customer nurturing that you need to do automatically. What if everything worked as a team together for you in your business each and every day? How would that change your business and how would that change your life? Because I know for me, it saved me tens of thousands of dollars a year having all of my software all in one place for one low monthly price. But it's also made it so I don't need to pay an assistant. So my salary goes to people who can support my customers and people who can edit videos and people who can do all that higher level stuff, so I can focus on doing this or marketing my business or reaching new markets or product development, whatever it is that you want in your business. Having all of my software in one place has allowed me to know that there's consistency in my business. That when people reach out, they get a follow-up. That when customers need something, they get a touch point. That I can nurture prospects and leads to move them through my sales cycle every day in my sleep. I want to invite you to come learn more about She's in Business. It's an all-in-one business ecosystem designed to save you a ton of time, but also a ton of money, because we're taking all of your systems that you usually have for marketing, for lead gen, for customer support, for communication. All of that we're putting into one place. And for one shockingly low price, I'm not going to tell you what it is, you got to go check it out, for one low monthly price, and whatever. Plus, we're giving you business courses, marketing trainings, expert interviews, accountability groups, a community of like-minded women entrepreneurs just like you who are out to get to the next level, but also to support everyone else. Because we believe when one of us rises, all of us rise. Come over, check out she'sinbusiness.org, see if it's for you. You can sign up right on the website, but you can also watch some demonstrations of the software, see the back end of the system and how it works. And worst comes to worst, and because we want to make sure that our system and our community and what we offer is a good fit for everybody, we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So all you have to do is reach out to us if you don't love it within 30 days, and we'll give you a full refund. I hope you'll come join us. Come check it out. I hope you'll come join us over at She's in Business. We can't wait to meet you. So what I'm doing right now is just going through the web page and see if there's any pieces, because what I like to do is talk about kind of whatever's already on the web page so that there's like some cohesion. So if they watch an ad and they do go over to the website, they're like, oh, this all sounds very familiar. It's not like a shocking new concept. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a break. I might do some more in a minute. I'm already over time. Like I always talk way too much, so that's why I always have to chop all my ads down by a lot. But I wanted to teach a few little mini trainings, and I kind of went in a different direction, which is what I usually do. But now I've set up this entire little mini studio so that I can just record videos whenever, and it's just frictionless. So I'll probably be back in a little bit. I'm gonna go see what everybody's doing because we're supposed to be doing a photo shoot right now, and I'm already 10 minutes late. So anyway, so I hope that was, I don't know, semi-interesting to people. We've got some cool trainings coming up that I'm updating in the calendar hopefully today, that people can come do some hands-on training. And but I'll be back later if anybody wants to tune in and see what I'm running my mouth about. And if you see our ads come up, we're throwing out a ton of new ads in the next couple weeks. Please give us some love in the comments and let us know what you think. Okay, bye for now.